What is up, boys and girls? Today we are back with another video. I kind of just wanted to ramble about the topic today of should you join the trades as a young adult, man, in your 20s, trade school. So I went to trade school for 2 years for plumbing, obviously. I was going to go in for IT at first, which honestly I should have probably stayed. There's kids in IT, right out of school making 120, 130, 140. A year, but I honestly couldn't sit still and just sit in class and, sit on a computer, I'll be honest. So I was going to do welding. I was going to go with my buddies in welding, ended up being full. And then they're like, hey, we got a spot in plumbing. I was like, oh man, I don't want to mess with poop all day, touch poop. Turns out you don't have to do that when you are plumbing. You don't have to do that when you're plumbing unless you're like a drain guy. I mean, sometimes I run into it, but not very often. I kind of on the residential side of the new residential side. So like additions and whatnot and rough-ins or remodels. Sometimes I run service work. I don't mind it. I like service work personally, but a lot of the guys don't. But I would say one of the most important things is do what you want to do. I'm not the type of guy that says, blue collar is better than college, because obviously not. They both have their pros and cons, and just really what you want to, do in life. What's your goal? I mean, I personally want to stay for 5 years, get my get licensed, get my master's, start my own thing. I got 2 more years until I can go take that test and see if I can build a company out of it, and just grind until I can get to that point and just absorb as much knowledge as I can. I would say there's a step, there's a process to it. Say you become an electrician, however long it is to get your master's or whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure what they call it for that, but but I wouldn't work at the trades for my whole life. I would, if my company fails for the 9 to 5, I might. I honestly don't know what I'll do. Because I don't want to do it my whole life. I'll be honest. It's hard on you. It's a hard job. I'd say it's not for the weak, but I mean, I know not any job's easy, obviously, unless you're staying at home. Just maybe an online job's a little bit easier, obviously, and a lot less labor intensive, but you just kind of gotta see how it works out. Now for like electrician, HVAC, plumbing, welding, carpenter, I think they're all really good jobs, especially out of high school. I mean, I was making decent money out of high school, so I'll say right out of high school I was making 15 an hour, and then in about a year I got bumped up to 17, then 19 an hour. I've gotten raises since. I'm not gonna say how much I make right now, but I make pretty good money for being 20 years old. So I mean, I can afford a nice car. And I do live with my grandma right now still, I'll be honest with that. I'm just trying to save up for a house, get out of here, get a van so I can start my own thing and whatnot. Just trying to stack as much money as I can here. If anybody ever tells you that you need to be out of your parents' house or whatnot by 20 years old, I mean, there is some haters, I'll be honest, man. I mean, yeah, you can go get an apartment if you want. It might hold you back a little bit later on. You might get stuck in the renter's loop and whatnot, but back on the topic of blue collar. So it has its bad days and it has its good days. Some days you're freezing your butt off working outside with your feet soaking, and then the next day it's a nice day, warm inside, easy day, easy job. It's always different. That's what I've always liked about plumbing. Every day is different. I'm very hands-on. I love helping people. I love going into 80-year-old Betsy's house and fixing her garbage disposal for her. It's just a great feeling. And just being honest with yourself, and yeah. So right out of school, go ahead, go work at McDonald's. I mean, you're still gonna be getting a paycheck. I don't get the people that hate on people for wanting to work at fast food or whatnot, or I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I also just don't get the people who are just same with college people. I mean, they're like, oh, blue collar is going to admit to nothing. You know, I don't agree with that. And then blue collar saying, oh, you went to school to get all this debt. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, these kids are coming out of high school, you know, making $23, $24, $25 an hour, going and buying $80,000 trucks. Now there's 80 grand of debt, you know. It kind of just goes hand in hand. I was kind of the same way, you know, right out of school, I went and bought a $15,000 car and then got a $27,000 car, so there's that right there, you know. I mean, you can get some classes for that much and whatnot, but I hate that argument with all that. But I just thought I'd pick your guys' brain a little bit here and just kind of get opinions on other people's, you know, like what they think about this. But yeah, that's all I kind of wanted to ramble about today, and just light topic, little video just to talk about it and just see what you guys think about it. Leave a comment, you know. Thanks.